Hello, everyone. My name is Jean Charles, and this is going to be my project demonstration for the Keylogger project based on ESP32 technology for the technology-based community support class, in which I will demonstrate the specifics of how the project works, the process in which I use each component, and then the after product and the analyzation of what it is useful for. So first, I would like to tell you and demonstrate the specifics of what makes this project possible. So this is the LoRa-ESP32 OLED screen, like a mini board device that we find from Heltech, in which it is a transceiving device that is able to, on this screen, tell you whether or not it's receiving data or sending data to whatever specific port and or frequency that it uses this antenna for, to which this device is the core pivotal point of my project in which it makes it all work. Therein, I had used this breadboard and this specific layout design, if it comes into focus, in order to connect it to whatever device I need, in which it has actually a USB port over here, a power port for whatever other devices, a button in order to tell it whether or not it's going to send it a specific data, and the wiring outputs that you would have here. So therein, I would connect to the said ports the actual LoRa device, to which the input port and power for the actual LoRa device comes into here. It is connected to within specific areas over here. Also externally over here where it would actually export specific data, or not specific data, specific output for whatever there is there. Okay, and the next step after I've demonstrated the specific device that makes it work, this is the main code and specific software that are helping me to actually accomplish this project. So therein, I am using a VM, a Linux VM using Ubuntu on the Oracle VM VirtualBox software in order to run the sample PC that I'm going to be used as a testing area to use it as a keylogger. To which, in order to make this work, I was also using the Arduino IDE in order to talk to and be able to send specific data from the actual VM to the actual LoRa-ESP32 board using the actually sender code and also the receiver code that you have here on the left and then the right. So in order to actually get the key logs from the specific VM, I actually found this one specific third-party keylogger software made by a Giacomo Lawrence, to which all credit goes to him, to which he have made a very user-friendly and easy to use keylogging software that you can be easily manipulate and also create more Python code in order to send this specific data, which is what I have done and which is going to be running off of the specific area on the VM. And also the specific area in which the specific data that the ESP32 device is actually transmitting comes into a text file, to which you can find here, to which this is a sample text file that I used in a previous test, to which you'll be able to find the specific download area from which I used in the Python code in the specific down section to the specific folder that you had created there. Therein, the first step in which the project is supposed to start, in which in the actual VM here, we have the open console and specific everything. I've already installed the keylogging software and also any of the specific software that is needed in order to make it work. So the specific Python code, Arduino code, and everything is already set up, to which all you would need to do is initiate the code from here, to which in other further iterations of this project, it can be utilized from an actual script from the actual Python or injection device that you have there, but it is not the purpose of this project. So therein, I will start, in which you will need to initiate this code here from the actual GitHub repository. It tells you specifically what you need to type in, which this initiates the keylogging software. The and specific signal tells you if it's going to be doing that or not, to which it initiates it. To which then we can go into any other specific browser, go into, I don't know, a Google account. There, we can go and sign in. And the keylogging software doesn't pick up specifically what sites that you go to. It only picks up the keys that you type in here. So we can type in js137@gmail.com. And this is a sample site that I specifically picked up and created for this project and so on. And there I can type in a specific key for it, and there it goes. But it won't save that because I did not type it in correctly. Therein, I can go into another tab and type in Spotify, to which it can go in there and I can detect specifically what I type in there. After that, we can go into Spotify, go into sign in and everything. In which I can type in the specific access or whatever access that you type in there. But I did not type it in for this thing, to which we can go back down into the code here, and actually to stop this actual process, in which the actual stopping of the actual keylogging software is FG and then Control C, to which it will completely disconnect the code and stop it from doing that. And it will actually send the actual code to the ESP32 device once I have initiated the code from my main computer, which I'll then now demonstrate. Now, after we are done with the actual VM here, after it's all accumulated, the data and everything here, we can go into our main computer and actually initiate the sending code, to which it already received the data from the actual VM, and now it'll be able to compile this specific code and then send it to the actual ESP32 board, as you can see here. And then once it's finally done, I will show you what the actual board does in this situation. Now that we are done with the VM and the specific initiating of the code for sending the actual information received from the actual VM, we can now see what the ESP32 board is doing now that it sees the information, to which, as we can see here, after a quick actual confirmation thing, which I was not able to capture on camera, but there is going to be pictures about this, the specific board goes into a idle mode or a specific UI idle mode in order to simulate a specific device and or touchscreen device, which will go through each different screen telling you what it actually is, specifically whether or not it's connected to Wi-Fi, broadband, the battery signal that it has, or anything. And you could actually disconnect it to whatever service here from the USB to the main computer, to which I will not be using this specific service. I'll be using the actual wire telecommunication device, in which it will send it over a specific frequency to the main computer. Therein, I can use the sender code in order to do this specific action. Now that we are done with the demonstration of the specific sender code, we can now initiate the receiving code that we would have in this specific document, in which it is mixed with Python and also the actual Arduino code that the ESP32 board can read, in which it will then initiate a script once the main computer receives the actual data from the ESP32 board, and turn it into a text file that will end up going into a document there, to which I will receive it. And then you can see it is compiling the specific sketch here, to which after it's done, it will be sent to the ESP32 board. And also it is using the COM7 serial port on this specific computer, to which in order it sends it. And as we can see, it's now resetting the specific RTS pins, to which it is now telling us that it's going to be sending specific information that is stored on the ESP32 board as of this moment, to which all of the specific information is there now. Here is the specific sending packet example that the actual ESP32 board is now sending it to the computer, to which, once it's finally done with the process, which takes a good couple of minutes, it will then be turned into a text file that you can then read and see the specific inputs at specific timestamps that it does at the time of that recording. Now, since the actual ESP32 board is now done, we can see now in the actual downloads folder that there is a folder titled ESP32 LoRa Receiver, in which the actual Python code I created this folder and now created a the keylogging final record from the actual VM, to which it is now converted from the ESP32 document there into the actual text record, to which we can now see at the specific time and instance is where each key was typed in which it goes from seconds to minutes to hours, to which however long it is doing this, it will tell you that specific input command, to which we can see that I did type this specific thing in the instance right there, but you didn't see that. I went to google.com. It does not specifically pick up on the specific sites that you are going to, but it does pick up the specific stuff that you type there, the termination, and then the specific end. Overall, that has been the demonstration of my project, in which there is many different aspects that we can expand into, in which specifically, if we wanted to streamline this process and everything, we would have to connect the actual ESP32 device along with another device that would actually inject the specific software that is needed, such as the PyCharm code or the specific Arduino code, in order to make sure that it sends and receives the specific data from the specific area, to which actually on the main computer that's just receiving the data, you can actually send these specific codes over a certain distance or a certain area. You can enclose the ESP32 device into a certain capsule that will be able to also inject its specific thing into the actual device. But there are many ways in this project that could have gone into further detail, but this is the main prospect of the project, in which I was able to use this ESP32 device as a actual receiver and then sender of specific keylog data from a specific VMware device and or any other system that has used a specific device that is compatible with the Python code that I wrote. Therein, I'm able to see it and receive it into a text document that I can then analyze specifically for whatever reasons or whatever specific thing, that in order to see what vulnerabilities are lying within that computer. But therein, that is my project, and thank you for watching.